I wonder whether the driving force behind our Prime Minister is the fact that she is such an inbred communist that she will do anything to destroy this country and its basis of operating within Commonwealth law, common decency, and of course for her to try and destroy capitalism, which is something she has learned to hate. I can't think of any other country or empire, if you want to talk like that, that have been truly successful outside the realms and the principles of capitalism. But this Prime Minister of ours dislikes and hates capitalism so much, and she's the Prime Minister of a country whose whole financial basis is on that, and certainly capitalism with a social conscience. So maybe this is why we were all shocked when she went down to Taranaki and told them there's going to be no more oil, no more gas. That's it. And she's been indicating to the farmers for some time there's going to be no more beef. I think it's now all coming home that this woman really is terribly, terribly dangerous. Even overseas, they are turning away from her, now realising exactly what her agenda is. Even from Scotland, I had an email from one of our listeners saying, "Oh my goodness me, our Prime Minister has started to wear a scarf and we do not want a Cinder Ardern type running Scotland." So her glamour is slowly disappearing on the world stage, and thank goodness for that. We've been awake to her for some time now, but it's a shame that New Zealanders are just so slow in picking up on the bad vibes coming from her cabinet, and certainly from her 3 caucuses that she has running this particular country. And Cam Slater did a very interesting article, and this is what he says. You had to be listening hard enough through the word soup to hear that the Prime Minister believes that you don't need a target to reduce violent crime. All you have to do is reduce the prison population. Now, where have you heard that before? Where have you heard that nonsense and crap before? Yes, Kamala Harris and sleepy Joe Biden. That has, believe it or not, this is the same crap which is destroying America right at this moment because of this lefty, wokey bullshit. It's bullshit. And I don't know how anyone can go down that particular road of bullshit and think it's going to work. Honourable Judith Collins, why does the government have a target to reduce prison population by 30%, not a target to reduce violent crime? The Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern. Because as the members well know, having worked across corrections, if you are seeking to reduce the prison population, that's often the equivalent of reducing recidivism. Many people in our prison population are circulating back through, so if you focus on rehabilitation programs that make a difference, if you focus on having, as prisoners exit, work to ensure that they are in employment and those things which prevent reoffending, then you ultimately also reduce victimisation. Well, who knew that if you empty the prisons, then violent crime magically reduces? The Prime Minister has an ass about face as usual. You reduce recidivism, then you see a reduction in the prison population. It's not about letting them out, you silly girl. Her additional answer presumed that the government is ensuring that there are adequate rehabilitation programs, work for existing prisoners, and those things which prevent reoffending, whatever those things may be. I suspect that none of those things are actually occurring, so she'll be genuinely surprised when violent crime statistics skyrocket. Firearm offences are certainly at this time. Yet again, this demonstrates the airy-fairy, soft-on-crime attitude of this particular misdirected government. They're all about hugs and feel rather than meaningful crime reduction and showing off the huge collection of scarves. Labour has always been the party of the criminal. Now they're just locking in that particular criminal vote. So let's just go back and think about this. Failure 1. Thinking that the way to reduce prison numbers is by letting them out. Failure 2. Thinking that repeat offenders will be re-educated and made into law-abiding citizens outside of prison. Failure 3. Thinking that by sending them back into the community to be fixed by softer, disciplined government funding groups will solve the baseline problem. Now, Labour have had this 30% reduction since Calvin was promoted in 2017. All he has done is embolden the prisoners to riot and make loud noises and protests, and then let them out of getting lame judges to reduce sentences. Now, since Cinder and Calvin have taken the soft road and letting prisoners out of prison long before they should do, is this the reason why the gang numbers have doubled in membership in the time that this government has been in Wellington? 4,000 gang members these days, and they say that these prisoners need work, need a job, need self-respect. And where are they finding it? Well, leave prison and go and join a gang. I will say it, and I will say it again. Jacinda Ardern, she strikes again at the core of our once decent society and the core of the honesty of New Zealand society. She will do anything she can to destroy what's taken so long for us to establish and to have as a good solid base as a community and as a country. And if she carries on like this, I think it's going to be very, very hard for us to go to any Anzac parade and look at the flag and put that poppy down without having a real spinning conscience, because by following this bird we are turning our back and turning everything upside down that our forebears fought for and died for. We are at the moment in a political nightmare, and if you want to see how a political nightmare finally plays out, start reading publications that give you both sides of the story, and also have a good look at what's happening in America currently. And maybe then the slow learners amongst us will once again realise that it's all waffle from the Waffle Queen.